Bruce Boudreau and Bruce, Mitch Marner, he pulled off one of the most spectacular moves we've ever seen in the series clincher while having multi-point games in 5 of his last 7. Now, if you were to hand out the Conn Smythe Trophy right now, would you give it to Mitch Marner?
Well, I don't know if I'd give it to Mitch Marner, but he would be right at the top of the list. I'm sure people are saying Nathan MacKinnon is there, Dorofeyev is there. But listen, what I like about Mitch Marner, to me, he is the catalyst of that club here. He kills penalty, and they've scored shorthanded goals. He's on the power play. That's going well. He's really sparked, along with William Karlsson and Howden, that next line of offense. He's pretty well done it all for Vegas. So, I mean, he would be my consideration.
Something unbelievable just happened in the NHL playoffs, and fans still cannot believe what they saw. One superstar made a move so cold, so disrespectful, and so shocking that the entire hockey world exploded in seconds. But what happened right after the goal is what has fans talking everywhere online. And it may have completely changed Mitch Marner's career forever.
And you know, our jobs are to watch him play, watch the Leafs play, anybody play, and make analysis after that. But these plays just didn't happen in Toronto. And it actually
it's one of the all-time great goals.
Yeah, like it's one of the greatest goals you've ever seen. And that type of stuff.
For years, Mitch Marner carried massive pressure on his back. While playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs, fans expected him to become one of the greatest playoff stars in hockey. But every time Toronto lost in the playoffs, many fans blamed Marner first. Sports shows talked about his mistakes nonstop. Critics kept saying he disappeared in big moments and could not handle playoff pressure. Some fans even believed he would never become the superstar people once expected him to be. But after leaving Toronto and joining the Vegas Golden Knights, things slowly started changing. Marner looked more confident every game. He looked faster, smarter, and more dangerous with the puck. Vegas fans quickly started loving his energy and creativity on the ice. Still, many hockey fans wondered if he could finally deliver during the biggest playoff moments. Then came Game 6 against the Anaheim Ducks, and suddenly the entire NHL world got their answer. Vegas entered the game with a chance to eliminate Anaheim and move on to the Western Conference Finals. The arena was loud, emotional, and packed with nervous fans. Every hit felt bigger. Every shift mattered. The Ducks knew they needed to stop Vegas early, while the Golden Knights wanted to finish the series fast. Then, during one incredible play, Mitch Marner completely stole the spotlight. As Marner moved toward the offensive zone, Ducks defender Jackson Lacombe stepped forward to stop him. At first, the play looked completely normal. Fans expected Marner to pass the puck or skate wide around the defender. Instead, he did something almost nobody expected. Marner suddenly slowed down and started skating backward while keeping full control of the puck. For just 1 second, the defender looked frozen and confused. That tiny moment changed everything. What makes this moment even crazier is that this was not just a beautiful goal during some random regular season game. This happened during the Stanley Cup playoffs, where pressure feels 10 times bigger. Every mistake can end a season. Every great moment can change a player's legacy forever. That is why hockey fans everywhere are treating this goal like such a huge deal. Mitch Marner did not just score, he delivered when the lights were brightest and when Vegas needed a superstar moment the most. After the game, fans and sports analysts could not stop talking about Marner's performance. Many people said this was the exact kind of moment Toronto fans waited years to see. During his time with the Maple Leafs, Marner often faced criticism after playoff losses. Fans expected him to carry the team deep into the postseason, but things never fully worked out. Every year brought more pressure, more headlines, and more disappointment. But now in Vegas, Marner suddenly looks like a completely different player. Right now, Marner is having one of the best playoff runs of his entire career. He already has 18 playoff points, including 7 goals and 11 assists. He has become one of the most dangerous offensive players left in the postseason. Every time he touches the puck, fans feel like something exciting might happen. That confidence is making Vegas even more dangerous as they continue their push toward the Stanley Cup Finals. Many fans online are now asking one huge question. Did Toronto give up on Mitch Marner too early? Some believe the pressure in Toronto made it impossible for him to fully play his game. Others think Vegas built the perfect system around his speed and creativity. No matter what people believe, one thing is very clear now. Mitch Marner is no longer running from big moments. He is owning them. The NHL also understands how massive this viral moment has become. Hockey leagues love superstar highlights because they bring millions of views online. Marner's goal instantly became one of the most replayed clips of the playoffs. Fans who do not even watch hockey regularly started sharing the video because the move looked so unreal. The backward skating, the through the legs move, and the perfect finish all combined into one unforgettable moment. But now the pressure gets even bigger. Vegas is moving into the Western Conference Finals, where every game becomes harder and every mistake matters more. Fans are now wondering if Marner can continue this incredible level of play against stronger competition. If he keeps performing like this, the Golden Knights could become serious favorites to win the Stanley Cup. And if Vegas wins it all, this playoff run could completely erase the negative playoff reputation Marner carried for years. Some moments in sports change everything for an athlete. One play can completely change how fans remember a player forever. Right now, many hockey fans believe they may have just witnessed that exact moment for Mitch Marner. The same player critics once called soft and unreliable has now become one of the most exciting stars in the NHL playoffs. And after this shocking viral goal, the entire hockey world is waiting to see what unbelievable thing Mitch Marner does next.
Well, what puts Lane Hutson among the league's elites is his incredible game-breaking abilities we see from him night after night. To me, he's become the most exciting D-man to watch on a nightly basis for many reasons. One, it's the incredible hockey IQ, the way he impacts the game offensively. Just when you think he's going to make a play that you see as the obvious one, he makes one that just blows people's minds. I mean, he's got you on the edge of your seat every game because he's making plays basically out of nothing. He's got ankle-breaking abilities.
Everybody laughed at Lane Hutson when he entered the NHL. Scouts said he was too small, too weak, and not built for hockey at the highest level. But now, the entire NHL is starting to panic. Canadiens fans believe they may have found their next superstar defenseman. And after what one top NHL insider just revealed, people are asking a terrifying question. Did the league make a huge mistake by passing on Lane Hutson? Lane Hutson was never supposed to become this good. That is what makes his story so unbelievable. For years, NHL scouts looked at Hutson and saw one big problem: his size. At only 5'9", many teams believed he was simply too small to survive in the NHL. Some scouts thought bigger players would destroy him physically, while others believed he could never defend against the league's best stars. Because of those doubts, team after team passed on him during the NHL draft. Lane Hutson had to sit there and watch dozens of players get selected before him. In the end, the Montreal Canadiens picked him 62nd overall in the second round. At the time, almost nobody believed it was a franchise-changing move. But now, that draft decision may become one of the biggest steals in modern NHL history. Over the last year, Hutson has completely shocked the hockey world. Instead of struggling, he has become one of the most exciting young defensemen in the entire NHL. His skating looks elite, his passing is dangerous, and his hockey IQ looks unbelievable for such a young player. And the scary part is that he keeps getting better. This season, Hutson exploded offensively and started putting up numbers that even superstar defensemen would respect. He became one of Montreal's biggest offensive weapons and quickly turned into a fan favorite. Every game, Canadiens fans started seeing something special, not just a good young player, but a future superstar. Many fans are already comparing Hutson to Canadiens legend PK Subban. Some are even saying Hutson could become better offensively. That is how crazy the hype has become. But what makes this story even more powerful is how personal it feels for hockey fans. People love underdog stories. They love watching doubted players prove everybody wrong. And that is exactly what Lane Hutson is doing right now. Every point he scores, every highlight play he creates, and every game he dominates feels like revenge against every scout that doubted him. That is what makes the rest of the NHL nervous. Lane Hutson is only 21 years old, and he is already playing like a future superstar. The numbers alone are unbelievable. This season, Hutson became one of the highest scoring young defensemen in hockey and proved he could completely change games with his speed and vision. But statistics only tell part of the story. The real reason hockey fans are losing their minds over Lane Hutson is the way he plays. Every time he touches the puck, something exciting feels ready to happen. He moves across the ice with confidence, escapes pressure easily, and somehow always finds passing lanes that other players cannot even see. That feeling became even stronger during the playoffs. When the pressure got bigger, Hudson did not disappear, he got better. He scored huge goals, created massive moments, and became one of Montreal's most dangerous players on the ice. One playoff overtime goal instantly exploded online, and fans could not stop talking about him afterward. But what made people love Hudson even more was his reaction after the game. Instead of acting like a superstar, he stayed humble and relaxed. After scoring the overtime winner, Hudson joked that it might have been his first slap shot all season. Fans loved that moment because it showed the kind of person he really is. Still, not everybody is fully convinced yet. Some NHL critics believe his size could become a problem in the future. Bigger teams may try to play more physical against him, and some analysts still question whether he can defend consistently during long playoff runs. But people said the exact same things about smaller stars, like Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar. Now those players are among the best defensemen in the world. That is why so many fans believe the NHL may have underestimated Lane Hudson badly. And if that happens, Montreal could become a serious problem for the rest of hockey. The Canadiens already have young stars like Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield, and now they may also have an elite superstar defenseman leading the future of the franchise. Suddenly, this team looks very different. Suddenly, the future looks dangerous. And now one terrifying thought is spreading across the hockey world. What if Lane Hudson is not just a good young defenseman? What if the Montreal Canadiens secretly found the next face of the NHL?
They announced the nominees for the Ted Lindsay Award, and your nominees are Macklin Celebrini of the San Jose Sharks. You can see the numbers there for Celebrini. What a year that young man had. Almost pushed the Sharks into the playoffs. Nikita Kucherov, he is a two-time Ted Lindsay Award winner, and he is nominated once again. And then, of course, Connor McDavid, a four-time Lindsay Award winner.
Something inside the NHL just flipped overnight, and fans did not see it coming. A list was released, but one name on it changed everything. Two of the biggest stars in hockey were expected. The third name shocked players across the league. This was not a media vote. This came from the players themselves, and what they decided is now raising serious attention across the sport. The announcement came from the Ted Lindsay Award, one of the most respected honors in hockey. This award is not chosen by reporters or analysts. It is voted by NHL players. These are the same players who compete on the ice every game. Their vote reflects direct experience against opponents during the season. The finalists were officially confirmed as Connor McDavid, Nikita Kucherov, and Macklin Celebrini. This list was reported by Reuters as a star-studded trio. The first two names followed expected patterns based on performance. The third name changed the discussion immediately. Connor McDavid's selection came after another strong season. He remained one of the top point producers in the league. His role in the Edmonton Oilers offense continued to be central. He led plays, controlled puck movement, and contributed heavily to scoring chances. McDavid has already won this award multiple times in past seasons. His inclusion matched his consistent performance record. Nikita Kucherov also secured his place based on measurable output. He ranked among the top scorers during the season. His performance included goals and assists across multiple game situations. He contributed strongly on the power play and during even strength play. Kucherov's presence on the list reflected his steady offensive production. The focus quickly shifted to the third finalist. Macklin Celebrini's inclusion introduced a different type of player into the same category. He is at an early stage in his NHL career. Despite that, his performance this season placed him in direct comparison with experienced players. His ice time, scoring contribution, and consistency across games supported his position among finalists. The reaction to this finalist list focused on how the voting reflects direct competition. Players face each other across a full season. They track speed, control, and decision-making in real time. This makes the Ted Lindsay Award different from awards decided by media members. The selection shows which players stand out during actual gameplay situations, and that distinction remains central after the announcement. Connor McDavid's performance continued to follow a consistent pattern. He remained among league leaders in assists and total points. His ability to control puck movement and create scoring opportunities stayed constant across games. His ice time remained high, and he played a central role in offensive sequences for the Edmonton Oilers. These measurable factors supported his position among finalists without deviation. Nikita Kucherov's season also aligned with statistical output. He maintained a high scoring rate and contributed across multiple game situations. His role in Tampa Bay's offense remained stable. He produced both goals and assists while maintaining efficiency during power play opportunities. His inclusion reflected sustained production across the regular season, and his numbers remain among the top in the league. Macklin Celebrini's placement introduced a different set of data points. His performance came during the early stage of his NHL career. Despite limited experience compared to the other finalists, his contributions remained consistent across games. He recorded scoring plays and maintained regular ice time against experienced opponents. This placed him in direct comparison with players who have longer careers and larger statistical records. The difference between experience levels became more visible after the announcement. McDavid and Kucherov have multiple full seasons of high-level performance. Celebrini's inclusion reflects performance within a shorter time frame. This contrast created a measurable gap in total games played, career points, and overall experience, but the voting process placed all three names in the same category. The voting method used by players places emphasis on direct impact during games. This includes puck control, offensive pressure, and the ability to influence play outcomes. Players base their decisions on real matchups rather than external analysis. This approach explains why performance during specific games can carry weight in the final selection. Reuters reporting confirmed that the finalists were selected through standard NHL Players Association voting. The report described the group as a star-studded trio, highlighting both established players and emerging talent. No irregularities or changes in voting criteria were reported. The process remained consistent with previous seasons. The timeline for the final result has not yet been released. The winner will be announced following the completion of the voting process. Until that point, the finalist list continues to draw attention due to the contrast in player experience and performance levels, and that focus has not slowed down.
Here's William Nylander from today on what he has seen this year and maybe what he thinks has possibly gone wrong with the Leafs.
You look back at it and go, you kind of wish the team had done something different, like it was played different, or I don't know. When you look back at it, do you see the mistakes that as they piled up, kind of?
I mean, I have like my thoughts about maybe some stuff, but I mean that's something I'm going to keep to myself.
Okay. So yeah, Willie's not going to reveal it, not surprisingly, and I don't think he shouldn't just sit there and start throwing daggers.
Silence can be louder than anything, and William Nylander just proved it in a way no one expected. After a season full of pressure and criticism, he faced the media, and instead of explaining, he gave one cold sentence that instantly spread across the NHL. No details, no emotion, just silence. And now, that silence is raising questions no one can answer. Yet, the moment happened quickly, but it changed the entire conversation around the Toronto Maple Leafs. Reporters asked William Nylander a direct question about the season. It was a normal question. Players are asked this all the time, especially after a difficult stretch. Most players respond with simple answers. They talk about effort, mistakes, or what needs to improve. Nylander did not do that. He paused, stayed calm, and gave a short answer. He said, "Something I'm going to keep to myself." That was the full response. He did not add anything else. He did not explain what he meant. He did not go into details about the team or the season. The interview moved on, but the moment did not. This response quickly became a major talking point across hockey media. According to Sportsnet, Nylander chose not to explain where the season went wrong. The report confirmed that he declined to share his thoughts publicly when asked directly. That choice stood out immediately. Players usually give structured answers in these situations. They often say the team needs to be better or that small mistakes made a big difference. These answers are common. They are expected. Nylander's response did not follow that pattern. It was short, it was controlled, and it gave nothing away. Another report from Toronto Sun also highlighted this moment. The article explained that Nylander clearly has opinions about the season, but decided not to share them. The focus was not on what he said, but on what he chose not to say. That made the moment different. The Maple Leafs have been under heavy pressure. Expectations were high throughout the season. Media coverage has been constant. Players have faced repeated questions about performance, effort, and results. Nylander has been part of that environment. His response came during that pressure. It did not include frustration or anger. His tone stayed neutral. His words stayed limited. But the message was still clear. He was not going to explain his thoughts. That decision created a strong reaction. The reaction to that moment grew quickly, and the focus shifted from the team's performance to Nylander's response itself. Media coverage continued to highlight the same quote. The sentence, sentence, "something I'm going to keep to myself," was repeated across broadcasts and articles. It became the main reference point in discussions about the Toronto Maple Leafs. This level of attention did not come from length or detail. It came from what was missing.